Okay, so this is a quick follow-up, hopefully quick, to the Island Takeover project, and I kind of figured I was done with it before. I really didn't want to do much else, maybe like some formatting things here and there, but it wasn't enough to make another video, it was just a bunch of little things that weren't really interesting to see. Um, and I was getting ready to like post this, post it on GitHub, and I just realized that I never had a reset button. So, as you can see, all this stuff is implemented. You can have the small map, whatever. But the reset button never got implemented. And I tried implementing it just in like the most basic way possible. I just kind of like copy pasted all my variables and tried to reset them all to the default values, but that doesn't quite work. So we're gonna have to do a couple more changes. So here's how this works. Right now I actually have it modified just so I win every attack, just so I can get a win easily. So I have it so player one just always wins basically every fight. Just makes it a little easier to yeah, beat the game. So I can get to the win condition because that's really the important part. So you beat the game. It says player one victory. Return to main menu. That works. And then you get here and this breaks. So we have to figure this out. And the reason this is broken actually is because it's not quite as simple as just swapping. So I actually don't know if I need this. I've noticed I had this. I don't know if I ever actually used the setup state. Um, no, I never actually used it. So yeah, that honestly never actually happened. I think it was because I ended up overlaying a lot of things with the actual game screen, so it was kind of like, why make two separate versions of the same thing almost? Instead, I could just overlay a couple buttons and then make them pop in and out. So we have a couple things broken here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna think of all the things that need to be reset. Okay, so I have a notepad here. Here, I'll even put this in the second half. Can I maybe pull up a navigator or something? No, not navigator. What am I looking for? Yeah, navigator, right? Okay, yeah. So we want to do TG reset. Just reset it. We have to basically regenerate the grid. I guess we could say. So we have to regenerate a new grid. All right, here. Let's just put this in a better format. TG regenerate grid. Redraw grid. Um, reset or revisible. I don't know what to put. Revisible the slider. Yes and no buttons. And I think that's all that's on the. Let me just double check. I just really want to get a list together so I know exactly what everything that has to be reset. Yeah, that's all that I have to basically change. Um, Rehide the. What do we hide here? Uh, Player turn text. Attack button. End button. uh, then we want to here, let me so rehide, revisible. Let's just format this a little better. Reset the P1 tile count, P2 tile count, max tiles maybe? I'm not really sure actually about that. Max tiles, we want to reset selected slash enemy so we don't have ones already selected when we get into the game. What else do we need to reset? The victory condition, maybe? What is the victory based on? Is victory. So it just checks max tiles versus get owned tiles. Okay. And we might have to update number of tiles in here. Or no, we have to update. So do we actually have the tile count within this? I think we do. No, we don't. So in tile generator, when we call it again, we need to make sure when the max is set, it modifies the own tiles as well. I think it does, but I just want to make sure it actually changes it, like when that changes. So if you do okay, so we have redraw, is it? No, regenerate grid. Is that what I used? God, that sound is so loud. The one that I had where basically in the setup screen. Oh, here it is. It should be the no button is what I'm looking for. tg.regenerate tiles, tg.get tiles, draw tiles, tile buttons, update tile count num. So we need to do this, I think. Basically. Also, I need to remove the reset method. Let's just get rid of all of this so we can just start it over again. We can sort it out one by one. So first of all, we can do state or cur state equals state dot start. So this should set the state to start and bring us back to the start screen. That should be fine. We also might have more to do here, but this is the general idea. We need to reset a bunch of crap. And I covered, I think, most of the ground. Anything else is going to be like small little changes. Or like, just like intermediate values that we need to reset, like disk dice, max dice, those are all, I don't need to list all of those out, basically. So let's see. So reset. So we want to do tg dot generate. Actually, no. Tg. Is that how I did it before? Let me check the no real quick. Let's just copy and paste this. Remove tiles. We need to do that too. I think I didn't do that before. That might be an issue. That might have been an issue. So let's reset. So also the reset is just on the game over screen. Let me find it real quick. Basically, it's just called, this method is just called, yeah. Oh, it already sets it to start. All right, we're good. But yeah, basically it just, actually, we'll just do this. Basically, that's all it does. This is the button, and it just calls from the button. Or the button just calls this method, so that's really all. Okay, so let's copy this. I like this. I think this is fine how it is. Okay. So this should be all I have to do to redraw the grid. I think this is all. So it removes all the tiles, regenerates it, gets all the tiles again, draws the tiles, adds the buttons to the tiles, and then updates the number. What is tile count num? Tile1.set text. Oh, I think, okay, yeah. Display attack, display player text. So I think that's all we have to do for resetting the map. And then what we have to do is set visible, I guess. This is maybe the right thing. So we need to basically make the yes and no buttons visible again, and the other text with it. So that would be, I believe. Okay, let's just remove all of this stuff. I think this is stuff I added. I'm hoping. Let's just remove everything I added so I can start this fresh. So choices, setup, slider box. So slider box contains the slider and the text. Prompt, where does the prompt go? Prompt is just its own thing, I think. Prompt, choices, slider box. Right? Prompt, choices, slider box, those are the three. I think that's the three things. So basically we just want to do the inverse, I think, of the yes button, right? Choices, prompt, setup. Oh, setup as well. What is setup? Wait, what is setup? Oh, is that the overall box? I think that is the overall, the one that's returned. Yeah, okay. So, we need to basically make these visible again. Problem, though, is that choices, prompt, and setup are only declared within this. So we could trying to think how I want to do this. So I could make these globals if I need to. I would like to not do that, preferably. Is there any other better way? Okay, let's just try this. So let's just put this outside. This is probably a terrible choice, but I'm just going to move it outside for now. This is a bunch of crazy, awful code. The ugliest, grossest code you'll ever see, but... Okay, and then let's just invert these. And I think that should work. So, attack.setVisible, false, and turn, false, player display, false. So that hides these three things, as I said. Choices, and then these are the other setup things. True. True. We also need slider. What is it? Slider something? Slider box. Okay. Slider box. That set visible true as well. And let's see. Let's see what this does real quick. Let's see if this gets it to display right at least. Oh, okay. It doesn't like this. What does it not like about this? Duplicate children added. Where? Size, map size. Oh, so we might want to remove all of these real quick. Well, we're not adding. Why are we adding Oh, it's because we're calling the initialized setup, I think, again. So where is initialized setup being called? Start. So initialize setup. Initialize root. Initialize setup. So I think it might be because I'm calling initialize setup again and it doesn't like that. I don't think I actually need this. I don't think I ever use that, to be honest. Dot add initialize setup. So the way I did it was in the initialize root, I first do the setup, and then once the setup's done, it basically just hides itself. It just does it within itself. It hides when the yes button is pressed. And I don't think this is good. Oh, well, hang on. Maybe. Let's see. So let's do a small map size. Let's just take, let's do green. Let's do green just because I've never won with green, so let's just double check that it's actually like possible. Like that it actually works, I should say. These are some really bad setups. I don't know if I can do this in one turn. Ugh. Okay, well that's fine. I can just spam a little bit more. Nope. Player 2 turn. Okay, there we go. Return to main menu. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We have the display now. Now we just need to hide all of the battle text and stuff as well, and then okay, this should be fine. We'll see. Give me just 1 second real quick. Okay, so we're on a good track right now. One main problem we have to remove though is the text. So we have attack text 1, purple wind, green wind, swords. No, I think we just use swords, okay. We just use swords and the text and stuff. Trying to remember where I forgot where half this code is. Attack text 1, attack text 2. So initialize attack button. So we do need to reset the attack text 1, attack text 2, and stuff like that. Problem is, I don't know where I set it visible. That's set. Why is it hidden at first then? It shouldn't be visible. Oh, maybe I add it when it needs to be added. So I'm like choking. So yeah, okay. So what I actually want to do, oh, it's attack display. That's set visible false. Okay, attack display. Let's see where this is at. We're getting somewhere. Display attack. Okay. So what if we just set it to false here? I think it'll set itself back to true. Attack display dot set visible false. I think it'll set itself back to true with the way I coded it, so I don't think I have to worry about anything like, anything weird happening. I think. That's the goal anyways. We also might have a pane overlay because I noticed I couldn't click the buttons, and if there's an HBox overlay, and I noticed if you can't click the buttons, typically it means there's an HBox in the way, basically, or some sort of box at all. Oh, okay. Are we done? Okay, wait, hang on. Now we got to see though. Something's probably not reset right. Something's not reset right. Let's go ahead and play. It might be good. It might actually be good. Yeah, I think it. I feel like I didn't reset enough values though. Like there's a lot more values I'm using that should be reset than this. Like, at least that's what I'm thinking here. I feel like there's something missing. Like, I just have this gut feeling like I'm missing something big right now. That's just blowing over my head. And you can keep playing. We do need to reformat this too. I'll probably do that off camera though. Honestly, like, I think it's good. I don't know. I'm gonna post this code. Unless I find something weird, I'm gonna look it over for a couple minutes here. Unless I find something weird, I'm gonna post this code, and if somebody plays with it and finds something, let me know in the comments or whatever, and I'll adjust it. I'm gonna just make sure. Let's go through again. I guess maybe it's because of the regenerate grid. I think that might. I just burped. That might have something to do with the way I generate it. So that might have something to do with resetting all these values. Because I'm pretty sure I did have to use a reset something in here. I don't know where. Oh yeah, see, this reset like everything. That reset like all the dice, all the owners, everything. All the owned tiles. And disc dice. Like, I don't know if I have to reset like disc dice, max dice. I'm gonna reset those just to be safe. So let's reset like a bunch of this crap actually. So player one, let's reset like these values at least. I don't know if I actually ever used the sum. I'm not really sure if I use sum, but I'm gonna set that to 0 too, just to be safe. Because I don't know, like there might be something in the back, in like the back end that's not, going over well. Like it looks good on the surface, but like, like it's not distributing the dice properly or something because we have the wrong values. So, just to be safe, let's just reset this. Like, for example, if I don't reset player to 1, it might, if you win with a player 2 victory, I actually want to try this. If you win with a player 2 victory, it might actually start the game on player two's turn instead. So let's see. Let's take a small map. We'll go to player 2. Because if I don't reset the player, yeah, it might... Which every player 2 victory will end with player 2 winning, so it seems kind of, you know... Seems like that shouldn't... I guess it could start the game with player 2. I mean, there's no bad side to that. Like, if you win, you know, it's kind of like make it, take it type of deal. But... Okay, so player 2 victory. And then it starts with player 2. Yeah. I actually like that. I like that. Whoever wins gets to win, or gets to keep it, basically. Gets to keep going. I think I like that. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it should be the opposite, actually, of who won. So if player 1 wins, then player 2 starts next game. If player 2 wins, player 1 starts. Let's do that. I like that. So, I think I actually have a value to keep track of the winner. Yeah, win. Also, I don't reset that value, so I wonder what would happen if I won again with a different player. It might just keep the value at the one who won the first game. So let's see. 2-5. Well, I also need to remember to reset this because this is gonna look so bad if I forget that. Okay, so it's kind of an unfortunate layout. I feel like I can't... I'm getting unlucky with like this. Not able to take them all in one go. Oh, I didn't select. I was wondering why it wasn't working there. There was also some weird win conditions I had before, and the reason for that was because, remember my bug I had with the max tiles, like, not working? Where the max tiles would be, like, different than the actual tiles? That bug was happening, and I was basing it off of max tiles. I just want to, like, clarify this in case you might have been following my code from the last one. That bug... Or I was basing that on my max tiles, but the problem is my max tiles was actually not an accurate number. It was just kind of like a ballpark. So you ended up winning like 2 turns before you actually should have. Or like 2 tiles before you should have, basically. So yeah, that had to change. So let's see what happens. I feel like if I don't have a victory, I feel like it's going to just save player 1 victory. Maybe not, though. No, player 2, okay. Yeah, I think, honestly, like, I think this is pretty solid. I can't find any, I'm trying to think of, like, some weird, can't click on it during this. You know, you keep the map size, and, you know, can't click on any of these. It starts with the other player. So let's do one more thing, just to swap it. We'll do, if win equals 1, player equals 2, else play, or not else, because win I guess could, you know, let's just be safe. Technically it should be either 1 or 2, but it's a default set to 0, I think, so just to play it safe in case somehow somebody beats the game with like a -1. Yeah. Let's just do that. So now what this should do is give the next game start to the winner of the first game, or the loser of the first game. So let's just play this one more time. I know I've already played this about 500,000 times. Probably so sick of it by now. I know I am. I literally just want to post this on my GitHub and forget about it and go back to something else. I'm so sick of Java too. I actually just hate Java. There's so many other programming languages that I want to use instead of Java, but I did this in Java because I know Java, so it's kind of like, yay, you know, why not? So player 1 victory, and then this game should start. Oh. Oh wait, it is player 2 turn. Why? Okay, so then why does it display as player 1's turn, though? player 1 turn. Let's just find where this is. Display, player display. God, this is so loud! Player display. Is this the only place it's updated? If player equals 1. If player equals 2. It's the only other place it's updated. So the game should start. Okay, well, if this doesn't work, I'm just going to leave it how it was before and make it start at player 1 every time, because whatever. But, you know, I want to get a little interesting with it. Let's just play around with it a little more. So, when player 1 wins, player 1 should, in theory... I should have went with the 4. I guess it didn't actually make a difference. Never mind. That would have came out with the same result. So, in theory, the way this should work is player 1 should... or player 2 should get the start of the next game. But I don't know if it actually calls the initialize player text button or thing again, so we'll see. Now it still says player 1 turn. So I think it's because it's reaching maybe this? No, because it's not. That's the end turn button. That should be only swapping it. Trying to think why this isn't working. Where is this text being reset? Oh, I don't think it is being reset. I think that's the problem. There's no plate, so let's just do this. Let's do player display dot set text to be player blank or player turn. Is it capital T? Did I use capital T? Oh, what? I didn't even finish this. It is capital T. Did I not? Did I really? Oh, no, this is the one I'm doing now. Okay. I was going to say. Okay, now that should work, because the reason is we weren't even resetting it. So what it was doing was just dragging over the player 1 turn from the last game, basically, because it never changes once the game ends. So at the end of this game, when you press the reset button, basically what it'll do is, well, in theory, as long as this works, is it should reset the player count, or it should reset it to be player 2 when it swaps. And we'll just test it with both victories to be safe. Oh, I'm going to be 1 short. I think I'm 1 short, yeah. Rip. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so player 1 victory, great. Okay, now it's player 2 turn, okay. And then let's make sure it alternates correctly. Actually, yeah, let's just... Okay, then player 1, then player 2. It's back to player 2 again. Just want to make sure it would alternate there. And then let's try to get a victory with player 2 and see if it works. And if this works, then I think I'm just going to call it, because that looks like it's good enough. So we'll unleash the 7 here. Player 2 victory. And then starts with player 1's turn. Okay, perfect. So I think we've basically done it all. The only thing I have to change is maybe a little bit of formatting. But other than that, that is Island Takeover. You can go check it out on my GitHub in the description, and if you have any suggestions for changes, let me know. Thanks for watching. This is some of the most cat-scratch, terrible code I've ever seen, but it gets the job done. So, yeah, see you in the next one. Or see you in the next whatever I do, because there's no next one.